Hi, this is Jamie for Gearbest. As promised, I come back with this HUAWEI P30 budget version of its twin brother P30 Pro. After several days of testing, I do have some hand-on experience and also my own user experience to share with all of you. Starting with basic options, this one, the one that I'm having with me right now, is the one that comes in 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, but it comes in also in a very cheaper version, which is 6 gigs of RAM, and also comes in smaller storage, which is 64 gigs, or bigger one, which is 256 gigs of storage. For all of you who might have heard of P30 or P30 Pro, you're probably watching this video for its camera. I'm gonna leave it to the end because I'm gonna spend a lot of time talking about it, making comparison to my current phone, which is the iPhone X. Screen-wise, this one comes with 6.1-inch OLED screen with a tiny little bit notch on the top that contains its front camera. Doesn't bother me that much because I'm used to notch already. This one is almost nothing to me. But if you do want to get rid of it, it's an option to get rid of the notch, but you do get a really big black bar on top of it, which effectively minimize your screen a little. Being used to fingerprint scanner, fingerprint reader, and also facial recognition user as I am, this one provides a very sufficient and very satisfying quality and also speed of fingerprint reader scanning and also for facial recognition. HUAWEI P30 is equipped with optical under-screen fingerprint reader. Very fast responding. And also its facial recognition, its facial unlocking is actually faster than my own phone, iPhone X. There you go. What impressed me the most, what makes me fall in love with this the first sight, is the color of it and the entire texture and how I feel about it when I'm holding this phone. This one, the one that's with me, comes in bluish guardian color, which is called breathing crystal. It's a very unique name generated by HUAWEI. This phone comes in 5 colors in total. So far, I like this one better, and also the one comes in Aurora. But if you're interested in something more, subtle, unique, or maybe something that doesn't show out that much, you can check at gearbest.com for more color options. After several days of using this phone, there is something that troubles me a little, which is actually, it was mentioned by several reviewers, YouTubers already. It's the fact that volume up and down button together with the power button is on the same side. This side has absolutely nothing. Given the fact that this one actually requires you to press volume down and also home button, which is the power button, to take a screenshot, it is really hard for you to do it in one hand. Granted, HUAWEI P30 is a slightly downgrade, more budget version of HUAWEI P30 Pro, but there is something that shocked me a little, is unfortunately this one is not completely water resistant. It's not IP68. So if you do want to make a purchase of this HUAWEI P30, do keep in mind, do not drop in the water tank or do not go swimming with it. Second con, unfortunately, again, this one, HUAWEI P30, also does not support wireless charging. It's either wireless charging or being a power bank that wireless charges other apparatuses like HUAWEI P30 Pro. That is not capable. HUAWEI P30 is not capable of doing that. Please do keep in mind. It doesn't bother me that much for the past several days because something that makes up for it. This one actually equipped it with 3.5mm headphone jack. Neither my own phone nor HUAWEI P30 Pro has that option right here. Usually when I find necessary to actually use wireless charging is the fact that I really want to put my earphones on. That's the option. This one effectively solved the problem for me, at least from my opinion. It doesn't bother me that much, it's fine. Moving on, hardware part. This one is equipped with Kirin 980 processor, runs very smoothly, did not lag once or flashed once or any lagging issues for even once for the past several days when I was using it as my priority phone. Being HUAWEI P30, of course, equipped it with EMUI system over Android system. This is equipped it with EMUI 9.1 over Android Pie. That's pretty much for the specification. Just one last thing, which is the battery. I have a lot of things to say about HUAWEI P30's battery before we move on to the camera testing and also video testing. Being with HUAWEI P30 for the past several days, I have to be completely honest, my expectation battery capacity wise was a little bit too high with it. This one, unlike its big brother, HUAWEI P30 Pro, does not have 4,200 milliamps of battery. This one is equipped with 3,650 milliamps of battery capacity. My expectation was a little bit too high on this. Once again, if I use it intensively, me being a very intensive phone user, this one merely make it to 8 hours, which is fine because this one actually provides extremely fast charging option. From 0% to 100%, it only took me about an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. Considerably fast, given that my own phone takes about an hour and 40 minutes to fully being charged. And finally, to the camera comparison. HUAWEI P30 is equipped with 3 rear cameras at 40, plus 16, plus 8 megapixels. Comparing with iPhone X, P30 provides a more vibrant colored picture that is more true to real color under daylight. In low light circumstances, which is where I personally think HUAWEI P30 performed the best compared to iPhone X. Not only did HUAWEI P30 manage to pop the main focus out without being kind of blended into the background and being blurry like iPhone X did, it also preserved the color and contrast with much less noise when zooming in. Under night mode, despite my shaky hand, HUAWEI P30 still captured true to the tone color and focus. Unlike HUAWEI P30 Pro, which was famous for its 50 times zone, HUAWEI P30 tops out at 30 times, which is more than enough still for, I believe, for all of us. With the idea that HUAWEI P30 has an amazing 32 megapixel front camera in mind, I tried out the portrait mode with the front camera. A bit disturbing with the result. I was never a huge fan of iPhone X front camera. Even in this one, you can still see the picture being a little bit too sharp. But with HUAWEI P30, even though I turned all the beauty effects off, I can still see some auto adjustment with the tone and color. Not a huge fan for that. HUAWEI P30 can shoot videos for up to 4K at 30 frames per second and capable at zooming in to 10 times max, while iPhone X goes only to 6. It's visible that HUAWEI P30 provides a better video quality. However, as I zoomed in, the lack of electronic stabilization of HUAWEI P30 became very, very clear. That's pretty much it for this HUAWEI P30. Let me know what you think about the pictures, what you think about its actual camera quality, if it's overhyped, if it's worth the money, what do you think about it? Let me know, leave it under the comment. This is Jamie.